Welcome back to The Point. It is our special election update edition on Friday, November 6th. Holy crap, we already got to November 6th. It's hard to believe last Sunday was the first. It feels like we've been in a decade just to get through this election. I'm excited. Number one, it's Friday. Number two, we're looking at a clean sweep. 4 states all belonging and all going blue after we've been told I won. Clearly he didn't. So I have my favorite person. We've been talking a lot. You know our guest because we go off on the same person. So we're not gloating, but we're here to talk about what's next. What comes next with all this craziness that is election 2020, and it's all at the hot spot, otherwise known as the White House. I bring in my good bud, Richard Herman. Richard, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Eric, how are you? What a great day today. What a great day in the United States of America today.
It's great. Almost 74 million of us, 74 million of us absolutely agree with you. And by the way, that's a big number. If we're playing, I know some of us, not you and I, but some of us love to go on TV and talk about how big our numbers are. That's the biggest number ever. That smoked Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and anybody else in the popular vote.
You know, the sad thing is Trump got 70 million votes. So that's pretty sad.
That is sad, sickening. Statement. Yeah, I don't even know who. And they didn't admit it. They're like the shy Trump voter. I'm like, well, they lost, and they're really sore about it. So let's jump right into this. We're excited. We know that soon-to-be President-elect Biden, and my favorite thing to say, I'm excited about Joe, but the thing as a father of 2 beautiful daughters and my loving wife and my amazing mother and my sister, I'm celebrating because I get to say this. Soon-to-be Vice President-elect Kamala Harris they're going to make a speech this evening. Now, we know that Johnny Appleseed of COVID-19, he will not concede because he won, according to him and his son and Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and Lindsey Graham.
No, he didn't win anything. No. He lost. He got beaten. He got beaten by the ugly stick bad. And you can't win by losing Nevada and Arizona and Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin and Minnesota and Georgia. You don't win. He lost, and he got beaten, and he was repudiated by citizens of the United States. And everyone was crying the other day, and Democrats are ready to jump out the window. But look at the results now. The Democrats, they told everyone, vote by mail. Don't risk getting sick. Don't risk it. Vote by mail. So they did, and incredible numbers. And Trump, don't vote by mail. Come in person. So Trump jumps out to a lead by the person vote, which is counted first, and he thinks he's winning everything. And then all of a sudden they start counting the mail-in votes, and it's all Democrats, and he's losing his mind. And the other night was beyond pathetic. There he was at 2 a.m. I was so happy. I was so ready. We were going to have a big party, and I was so excited because I was winning, and then I'm losing. How can that be? It's a fraud. It's rigged. It's motherfucker. Football game is 4 quarters. It's not over at the end of the 3rd quarter. Baseball is 9 innings. It's not over after 6. This guy is so stupid. And for him to be claiming election, he did this in 2016. He told everyone it was a rigged election in 2016. They're stealing it from him. He can't, because he didn't want to be president. He never thought he would be president. So he came up with this whole scenario. It's rigged, it's this and that. Meanwhile, he won. So after the election, what did he do? He handpicked a task force to investigate voter fraud right after he won the election. That's one of the first things he did as president. And guess what? His people reported back to him, no, there's no voter fraud. Just like these stupid, ridiculous, frivolous cases that these people who claim to be attorneys are filing on his behalf. I don't know why these judges aren't sanctioning them for bringing frivolous law. If I bring a frivolous lawsuit, judge is going to get upset with me and probably, award the other side costs if I just bring crazy lawsuits. And that's what these are. They're absolutely insane. And he's not going to the Supreme Court. Barrett is not going to make a decision on this. It's not going to get there. No. He's getting blown out. And it's getting worse. Pennsylvania grows and grows. Georgia is it's over.
Yeah.
Remember Monday Night Football? You're too young for that. But in the games of Monday Night Football, when it was novel out there and the games were over, Don Meredith, the great
Hey, I'm a little bit older than I look. Be fair. Come
All
on.
right.
I'm a little bit older.
You're so young, man. You're so handsome.
Thank you. Thank you. I know that I look a little bit younger, but I'm in my mid-40s, leaning. I'm right there in the middle to head towards 50. So I know what you're talking about. My mom was an amazing single mother back in the day, and we watched a lot of Monday Night Football together. I was raised on the amazing
when the game
Mr.
was
Cosell.
over, John Merritt would start singing, "Turn out the lights, the party's over."
Yep.
It's over. And Trump can't even be a man. Not that we we know he's not a man, but for him to get out there and say, Joe, you and I, we fought a hard battle here, unprecedented voting by the country, congratulations. But he can't do that. He just can't do that. And so these Republicans are now saying, now we have to work together. We have to, teamwork. We have to let bygones be. No. Because this guy can't be a gentleman right now. If he could be a gentleman and make some soothing comments to the country and to Biden, maybe that would shed a little light in that direction. But no, it's not going to happen. They're going to pay the piper for the abuse that they shit on this country the last 4 years, especially McConnell. They're going to pay the piper for this. If you come into my house and I have a beautiful vase on the table and you knock it over, and it breaks, and you say to me, "Oh, I'm really sorry," and I can go, "Okay, you're sorry. It's still broken. Okay, yeah. The thing is broken, and there's nothing. The Republicans are going to pay the price. They're going to pay the price for jamming the Supreme Court. They're going to pay the price for jamming the federal benches and ignoring Obama's picks. They're going to pay the piper right now. And the Democrats can say, "Oh no, everything is going to be." We're going to be different. No. There has to be some payback here. There really doesn't. And the first thing he has to do on the date of his inauguration, Biden, is issue about 300 executive orders undoing everything Trump did.
He already says he's going to get us back in the Paris Accord. Like he said, that's day one.
Yeah, he'll do that. That could be done in January, and that's something good for us. But he has to undo everything Trump has done, everything. And by the way, Trump didn't mention it. His administration didn't mention it. Atlas, I don't think he's a doctor, but they say he's a doctor. He's an entertainer, Atlas. Nobody said anything yesterday that was the highest date of COVID infections in the country yesterday.
No, Richard, you're incorrect. We were told that November 4th it would be gone. So you can't be correct on that. It was supposed to be gone.
Wait and see, because Trump wanted everybody to vote in person. Let's wait and see another week or two what happens, how many people get sick.
Let me ask you this. Do you find it ironic? Yesterday he stood up on stage. I got a couple loaded questions in here for you, and I have evidence to go with it. I love doing it. I know you're an attorney, so I just try to make it evidence for you. He voted by mail. He voted by, we have photographic evidence of the President of the United States voting by mail.
Right.
He voted by mail, and he's done it millions of times. He did it for his own election, voted by mail. Biden voted in person with a mask, fully Bidened up, not from his basement. And then last night, as I call him, the Johnny Appleseed of COVID-19. And that's why the West Coast, we're doing a little bit better with COVID-19 because we don't have those Hitler Youth rallies out here. That's just because he knows he's going to lose, because I hate to tell everybody the blue wall is over here. Because you saw it, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, those votes were guaranteed. The Electoral College votes, nobody sweated our states. We were like, it's yours. And now we're going to smoke them if we got them, because it becomes a blue wall with a lot of cannabis come blowing out of it. But last night, he said, Georgia is rigged. Everybody's there Democrats. The problem being is the governor's a Republican, and so is the Secretary of State, who said they're going to do a recount. Not because they see anything fishy. This says this is going to have to be investigated to protect the integrity of the vote. We are literally looking at a margin less than a high school, and it fits within their margin so far of the count at 99% completion. It fits within their account for a recount. But he pushed back against any claims that there is any ongoing fraud. He said, we're not seeing any irregularities. So all these things, little junior down there with his little shiny whatever they are, the whole tan bunch that they are, showing up in Georgia last night, demanding that Republicans who are now turning against them. You're seeing it all over, and I love it that it's all of our guys who served, folks that served in uniform and then a part of the GOP are like, no, you don't get to go. He forgets because he wants all the counting to stop, but in your neck of the woods, you're there in Nevada, You guys need to learn how to count a little bit faster.
You know, it's an embarrassment to this country that, number one, that people were waiting 8, 10, 12 hours in line to vote. And this is an embarrassment, the fact that the election was Tuesday and they're still counting. I mean, what is up with that? I mean, are we that stupid and backwards and ignorant that it's taking this long to count? I mean, and they know Nevada's over with. It's Clark County. It's all Democrat. They can announce that. They could have announced that.
That came in this morning when the vote doubled to Biden.
Yeah. And Arizona's over with. Fox called it days ago. I'm mad at Fox for calling Arizona. Good, sue them.
But did you see this morning, Fox, number one, the faces, I'll send it to you privately. There's a great meme going around of the moment that they had to announce Biden was winning everywhere. But the moment they put out a memo today, Jake Tapper broke this. Their memo states that at Fox, they've instructed their talent not to say President-elect Biden, is to call him the prospective president selection or some lame name where they downplay it to try to play homage to the orange pumpkin because, you know, he's trashed them because he still won't go on air and say it was Fox. He's like this network. And I'm like, just for the record, so everybody out there who loves to bash on CNN still has not called Pennsylvania. They still haven't called North Carolina, which is hilarious, that Wolf Blitzer and the folks, Cuomo, and none of them will call it, even though Chris last night was on air like, you know, we technically could give that to the president. Georgia has not been called. Arizona and Nevada has not been called. CNN, remember, the devil, fake news, everything bad. They're still playing by the rules, but Fox News is like, nope, it's... Yeah.
CNN didn't call Arizona, but Fox News was one of the first ones to call Arizona.
The first.
So, you know, look, it doesn't matter. All of this is just ridiculous bullshit. He got blown out. And, you know, Tuesday night, the Democrats were jumping out their windows because they thought it was going to be a landslide, and it wasn't. And they were having heart attacks and reliving Hillary again and thinking, oh, my God, look at this again. But no. They knew in Pennsylvania. They knew in Philadelphia. This guy's from Pennsylvania, Biden. Come on. He's from Scranton. He takes the metro, the train, Amtrak, you know, from Delaware in, you know.
So do you think that last night with his hate rhetoric at 7 p.m., 4 p.m. Our coast, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 hours later, Philadelphia police, a block from the convention center, they pull over, they get an anonymous tip about a Humvee. It's full of these crazy alt-right wing people who were trying to raid where they're counting. This is what this man is doing. You saw his little turd son. That's right, I don't like any of them. I don't care. Be mad at me that I don't like Junior. That little coward who's never served a moment in his life. I love it when the Trumps use the word war. It's like, dude, why doesn't somebody in your family serve before you start talking about war? How about you like veterans first, or you like our military first before you start saying going? But he called war. And then to get better, his mouthpiece, Bannon. I mean, let me ask you that. Let's take it from election. You're an attorney. I want to know. You're a defense attorney. Bannon is out on bail from his federal raid. Yesterday, on air, his stupid podcast, his hate-mongering podcast, he said he wanted to behead the director of the FBI and Dr. Fauci and put their heads, not just behead them, let's go full ISIS, put them on spikes in front of the White House.
Yeah.
How is he not arrested?
Well, he's not. He's going to say it's entertainment and it's, you know.
That's entertainment. Yeah.
It's entertainment. A judge is going to point his finger at him, not going to revoke his bail, going to let him stay out. But Bannon is just see what he looks like, Bannon? That's what he is. He's garbage. He's just pure garbage. And nobody takes him serious. And nobody even has anything to say to him except these right-wing nuts. And look at the people causing all the violence right now. Trump the whole time, these left-wing anarchists, you know, Antifa, they're the only people that are causing this harassment right now are these Trump mental case MAGA people with their stupid hats on, running around with, you know, long guns and automatic weapons. I mean, they showed up at voting facilities. They should have been arrested on the spot. I don't understand how that even took place. But look, He screamed that we got a huge win in Pennsylvania. We
Huge.
sued and we got a huge win in Pennsylvania. This is what he tells people, and they think he got a huge win. We did it. Our president he sued in Pennsylvania. They stand 10 feet away from the poll watcher. The judge said, okay, you can stand 6 feet away. That's your win.
Yep.
4 feet. That's your huge, but people, they don't think, they don't have a brain. Who in their right mind could vote for Trump to begin with after these last 4 years? Tell me, what person with the semblance of an intellect could have voted for this lunatic? And yet, look how many people did. What a sad state for this country and in the world to see how many people supported this guy. And, and what's going to happen with Biden as president and, these lunatics ranting and raving and carrying on? What's going to come. And what's going to happen from this time until January 20? What is Trump going to wreak on this country? He's going to lose his mind and go crazy and issue all kinds of crazy things. I mean, that's what I'm worried about right now. I'm not worried about him leaving in January. He's going to leave or they're going to throw him out. No. But I'll tell you what the big problem is facing him when he's out. Now he doesn't have the immunity. He's going to pardon himself. You're going to see there's going to be a lot of pardons issued coming up real soon.
Oh, yeah.
Real soon. Oh, yeah. And he is going to pardon himself, and he's going to pardon his family, and everybody's going to get pardoned. But when he's out, now he doesn't have the protections that a president has. He can be sued federally for whatever he didn't pardon himself for. And New York State is not subject to any kind of pardoning. They're going to come after him. You heard that there's sealed indictments in New York. There probably are many places for him. He owes a lot of money, somewhere say over $1 billion he's in debt. His boy Putin is going to sit down. Deutsche Bank is trying to disassociate from him. They're going to come after him. He's been exposed as a fraud and a con man and not a businessman. Who is going to do business with this guy? He's got nothing. He's got no more power in D.C. This guy, he's got big, big problems. I think he's a flight risk, and I think they should take his passport when Biden becomes president. I think there's a good chance he might take off.
I mean, you practice in New York State also, so you're familiar with the fact that Donald Trump, long before he was president, he's a master litigator. He litigates everything. That's his
No, he's not a master.
No, he's not good at it, but I mean, he loses a lot, but he litigates everything.
Right, he litigates everything, but he doesn't win. He has lawyers who bring lawsuits. Look at the lawyers that they hired to bring these election lawsuits. Who are these people? Do they have any intelligence? Do they have any legal training? Or are they just yes men? Yes, sir, we'll bring a lawsuit. Give us $250,000. We'll file a lawsuit in Philadelphia, or $500,000 or $1 million. Who knows what they're jamming them for?
Apparently everybody in Philadelphia is crooked, according to him. I feel bad for the city of brotherly love. Apparently the leader of the free world just crapped on Detroit. I mean, there's a city that hasn't had a bad time, Philadelphia. I mean, they're already kind of butthurt about how the sports goes for them. And now they have the president of how many presidents have you ever seen be like, you know what? The people of Detroit suck. You're like, dude, you're still unfortunately, you still have the title. You probably shouldn't be telling people how you feel.
Have you been to Philadelphia? Have you been there?
I have. I love the city.
Okay. I mean, I went to law school there. Philadelphia, and I'm from New York. So, you go to Washington, D.C., and you go to Philadelphia, and your heart starts pounding, okay? You see the Liberty Bell. You see Independence Hall. I mean, this is the country. This is the birthplace of this country. Yeah. For Trump to rant and rave and make these stupid, asinine, ignorant remarks and to put down Philadelphia, oh, my God. Biden is doing better and blowing out Hillary's numbers in Philadelphia. He's doing so good there. And that's why they all said last night, look at the trend, watch the trending. He's going to take them now in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is going to do it. And everything they said is accurate. Yeah. Everything. Georgia, Pennsylvania, Nevada. You knew it was going to be that way. There's not enough time to catch up in Arizona.
So let me ask you a legal question, Richard. Philadelphia, they have those ballots, 30,000, 35,000 of them that, what time is it right now? In 2 hours, they will be wheeled into this warehouse in Allegheny County, which is home of Pittsburgh.
Right.
And these are the ballots they had to redo. The court order came out, said that they can't count them till 5 p.m. today. Now, that's a stronghold for Biden, so this lead's going to go even further. Do you think after they count these, mind you, they just got through, or they're getting done in the next 2 hours, the absentee ballots for our brave men and women who serve our country that our president also wants to stop the count on because they weren't here. They weren't here on election night. In his dream world, apparently, if they're not in, and the Postal Service, which he slowed down, who didn't listen to their court order on Election Day, he's upset because they're still counting these legal votes for our armed service folks. Those votes come in. Do you think later today, Pennsylvania can call this? And it's over. I mean, it's done. We don't need Nevada to whatever you got. I mean, you guys take our money when we go to Vegas. I mean, you're really good at that. I've left a lot of money there. Arizona, those people, I don't even know. He's still going to win in Arizona. He's got a big lead in Arizona. Over 43,000 he still has. I mean, that's been called since Tuesday. Do you think we could call Pennsylvania and put a pin in this thing and call it done? I mean, besides getting the litigation.
They could do it right now. It's over.
Yeah.
Because those ballots in Allegheny County, those were mailed in weeks ago.
Yep.
Those are Democrat numbers.
Yep.
They were the people that listened to Biden and the Democrats and mailed in their ballots. So these are going to be all Biden. And when the military ballots come in, those are going to be 70% for Biden. Mm-hmm. So it's over in Pennsylvania. I don't know what people are jerking around with. It's over. It's over in Nevada. It's over. It's done. The only other votes coming in are from Clark County. It's all Democrat. It's over. Arizona, he can't catch up. It's over. And the biggest surprise is Georgia. And, Stacey Abrams, they stole that governorship from her. And, she didn't lay on the ground and rant and rave and carry on like a mental case. What she did was she dug in and she worked the last 2 years to fight voter suppression and to make it fairer to vote in Georgia. And you know what? These are the results of all the hard work she put in. And that Senate, those 2 Senate runoffs in January, I mean, that's for all the marbles. The Democrats win those 2, they own the Senate, and McConnell steps back. It's as simple as that. They have to win that runoff in January. That's the focus right now. Pennsylvania's over. There's nothing out there for Trump. There's nothing. It's like in Goodfellas when Robert De Niro goes in the phone booth and they tell him that Joe Pesci got whacked because he killed another guy, so they had to get rid of him. And De Niro's going, no, and the guy goes, yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing we can do about it. Pennsylvania's over. It's the election. The election is over. Move on, big boy. You gotta eat. You gotta eat the food right now. You gotta be a man. Someone's got to walk in there. McConnell or someone has to stand up to this guy because they're all pussies and spineless, and none of them have enough balls to go in there and talk straight to him. Walk in there and say, "Mr. President, we lost. You lost. We have to move on." No one will do that, so he's going to sit there and rant and rave every day now. And you want to have a recount, fine. And these recounts, when they happen, maximum swing on a recount, 200-300 votes. Yeah. Biden's thousands everywhere. It's not going to affect anything. Nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen that. I mean, we got to give a shout out to CNN here. I think they've done a great job. Rogers is amazing at that board. I don't know how him and with Blitz, I don't know what they're taking to stay awake. Those boys, they come back fresh and they're entertaining. They know what they're.
Man, it's Adderall.
Okay, cool. I mean, whatever. Well, I just want to know what Trump's taking. No, I'm just playing. They do a great job. But I have 2 questions for you. Somebody came in, maybe you know the answer to this. Somebody asked, actually Linda Dobb, a very daily viewer with us, asked, can Biden have Obama on his cabinet since he's not the president? But he did serve. I don't know the rules to that. I mean, I don't know if Obama wants to do that. He seems to be enjoying this retired life.
Yeah.
He's making that Netflix money.
I think Obama's having a lot of fun. I think he enjoyed campaigning for Biden, and I think he's having a lot of fun. Obama can't run for president again.
No,
that's the only thing he can't do.
Okay.
Could he be in the cabinet? Yeah, sure. Could he be a Supreme Court judge? Yes, he could. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do with Obama, but he's made his mark. He's 2-term landslide victories, saved the country from the brink when George Bush gave it to him. Look, he's made his mark, and no scandals and no hookers and, no arrests against anybody for 8 years. He's pristine. And so he can walk around with his head high and be the esteemed statesman for the Democratic Party. he doesn't want to get involved in this. But the
He's
attorney general,
he's got a wicked jump shot too. We saw that over the weekend. I mean,
that was great.
The man's got the stroke from 3-point line.
Was
I
that
mean,
live, or did they take a few takes on that? I don't know.
They said it was one. He is. I mean, he hangs with Steph Curry. I mean, the guy knows how to.
All net.
I mean, that was nothing but the bottom of the net.
That was all net. I mean, it was beautiful.
I think the writing's on the wall. Yesterday, I laughed. Last night, I heard the Secret Service sent a detail, like the full contingency detail, to Biden's residence, not for protection, but because the writing's on the wall. The Secret Service isn't dumb. They know who their new boss is going to be, and it's time to do that transition. And I thought it was funny this morning, the Trump campaign, the White House came out and said the president will not be conceding, period, hard stop. And the Biden campaign came back, and I love their kind of snarky. It was the first time they've been snarky back. Their response was, well, we've been in contact with the Secret Service, and we've been assured that due to federal laws that the people who are currently in the White House must leave by like 9 a.m. on Inauguration Day. Like, bye-bye, you move on. You can't squat here. We will forcibly remove you. Right. And I thought that was funny that they were finally responded, because I think America needs to hear that. Like, he could put these...
You and I should have a wager here. Is Trump going to attend the inauguration? That's the big question right now. Is he even going to attend it?
No.
And, I don't think he's going to show up. I think he's going to take off for that.
No. Do you think he'll leave? You know how the tradition, I don't think this guy does anything traditionally, but they leave the letter in the desk, each outgoing president. I just read last night, I'll give Anderson Cooper, he actually did a great job. He talked about the letter that Bush, but Bush Sr. left Clinton. And then this morning, I was up early, of course, dealing with this beautiful news, and I watched McCain's concession speech to Obama. Again, just like gentlemen, scholars, war hero, not a loser, war hero, to President Obama, who he's given just mad love to. And then I go, is this guy going, number one, he's not going to give a concession. He's not going to leave peacefully. He built these walls around our White House, our house, it's ours. We're taxpayers, it's ours. He built these disgusting walls because he thinks people are going to crash in. Dude, no, we're not going to come burn our own house to the ground. We want you out of it. That's what almost 74 million of us have told you. I think it's pretty clear. And you got smoked in the Electoral College too. Like, you got beat like handily. Go away. Take you, your kids. Hopefully we can get this orange funk out of our White House. I mean, it just probably atrocious in there. I mean, it's,
the makeup is pretty thick these days. You can take a dipstick on his face.
I mean, I don't even know if Biden can move into that. Thing's a hot spot for COVID. I mean, and when will the press be respected? I mean, there's so much here. I mean, we saw it last night. I mean, you got to say, before you go, you got to admit, Anderson Cooper knocked it out of the ballpark when he said, the president is like an obese turtle on his back, flailing around, and just won't take the hint he needs to leave. And I'm like, that's why I love that man. I would listen to Anderson Cooper read me up.
I've been flipping back and forth. I've been watching them. I've been watching MSNBC. I've been watching ABC. I'm trying to... I can't watch Fox. I just can't. But I try to get a perspective from everybody. And I think they're all doing pretty good jobs with it. But if there's a letter that's left in the drawer there for President Biden from former President Trump, what he should do is take that letter and fold it up and then bring it in the bathroom and put it with the toilet paper, because that's what it's worth. It's worthless. It's meaningless. It's nothing. You can't gain any insight or knowledge from this guy. He's wrecked our reputation across the world. He's wrecked the economy for not handling COVID. I don't blame him for COVID, but I blame him for how he mismanaged it, mishandled it, which as a result wrecked the economy. So watch. Biden will come in. He'll shape up the COVID response. He'll rely on Fauci and experts who, by the way, Fauci's probably going to get fired next week, but we'll see what happens there.
He'll get rehired. I mean, don't you find it weird? So you practice law. So I got to ask you, do you find it weird that AG Barr has been nowhere in sight? I mean, that dude's worked in a lot of White House. He's worked on both sides. Let's be fair here. I don't like Barr at all. I'm not a fan. But the man has worked in many White Houses.
I hate him. But what the thing with Barr is, it looks like, and I'm just speculating because I don't know, but it looks like he and Trump had a big falling out. And Trump expected him right before the election
The October
to
surprise.
issue indictments against Biden and Hunter Biden and probably Hillary and Obama and everybody under the sun. He expected that, and Barr wouldn't go there.
Nope.
And I think that he and Trump had a big blowout, because since then it's been crickets from Barr. Total crickets. So they wrote, some of the Republican Party wrote letters to Barr. We need federal help in these counting facilities. You know, Trump has, I declare myself president. I mean,
he put hereby in. I mean, come on, he wanted to be like
president.
I hereby declare. By the way, if you'd like one of the Disney parks, I went on Twitter immediately after the president did, and I hereby declared all of Disney's assets, every park and every film they own. I hereby own it, because I used hereby. So Richard, if you need one of them, just let me know. I'll give you one. I got them all. I want Star Wars though. I for my kids, I got to keep it. Yes. I mean, because you use hereby in a sentence, it makes sense, right? I mean, hereby. That's what he wrote. Hereby. I'm like,
you know, it's been an incredible week this week. It's been a roller coaster with emotions, and it's just disgraceful how the Republican legislatures have, precluded counting of votes until after the election, which has caused this insane delay. These frivolous lawsuits, which have caused some delays, and we need closure. So they gotta pick up the pace counting, and we got to finish it in the next today and tomorrow. Once they announce Pennsylvania, sure enough, I mean, it's not going to matter. You want to have a runoff in Georgia? Good luck. Trump should just say, once Pennsylvania's over, I'm done. I concede. Good luck. There's nothing else to do.
He has no path to victory.
You're going to have a recount in Wisconsin. You're going to have a 20,000 differential. You're going to have a recount. Really? It's not going anywhere for him. It's over. The lights are, the fat lady singing. Remember in the opera, when the fat lady got up, the opera was over. That's what they said. It's not over till the fat lady sings. She just finished.
I mean, he's going to find himself divorced, not living in the White House. I mean, she's gone. I mean, you saw her on that first night that he walked out there and said he owned it. I watched all the first ladies and the second lady, and
I'm saying, care about her. Eric, do you care about her?
But hey, being married and watching, if your wife's happy or mad at you. I mean, they've had like stand-ins for this poor woman. That woman didn't, the first lady, she's supposed to be honorable. You look at the great first ladies our country has had. I'm talking Nancy Reagan, Hillary Clinton, who's turned out to be an amazing statesperson. I'm talking Michelle Obama. I'm talking both the Bush first ladies. And this one, who her husband is running for president, and the second lady and the only competent person in the Trump area is Pence, who's like, let's keep counting because we have to, because my crazy. No, I'm just saying. At least he said the most intelligent thing he said was we need to keep counting, because the other one's like, let's stop counting.
Go away, Pence, you psycho freak! Get out of here, lunatic.
Take the fly with you.
Get out of Trump's ass now and move on. Move on. Get out of here. Get away from us.
Can we take the press secretary too? She needs to go too. Let's.
Oh, she's done. She's going to be in Tampa, working in whatever she does in Tampa. I don't know.
Aren't they all going to go work at Fox?
Yeah, they're not going to work at Fox.
Or what's the other network? Oh, One America News Network, that on website only streaming news platform with every psychopath.
Maybe Trump will try to get a network or something. That's probably all he could do. But
can you own that from prison?
I'm not going to, that next. I'm not going to put down Melania. There's so much.
I just feel bad for her because she's miserable.
I don't feel anything for her. So she's nothing to me. So I could annihilate her right now on your show. I mean, take her apart, piece from her genius visa, how she got in the country, to everything under the sun. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to
be very polite.
This one, I'm going to revel in the results that are coming in, and the more Trump wants it to hurt, it's going to hurt. It's every minute, every hour.
Heck yeah. Well, we're going to have you back later next week after we see where we're at in our legal battles. But when you and I, we're going to meet face to face. I got a bottle of scotch the two of us are going to enjoy and celebrate this together. We've been talking about this for months, my friend, and here we are, and we can put the smiles on our faces. Everybody at home, I know we have our fans. They've always been asking. I mean, Linda always wants to have you back on, and she's always like, "I'm afraid he won't leave. He won't leave the White House."
We have great dialogue. We have great camaraderie and discussion, and like minds, brilliant minds think alike. So it's beautiful.
We have a lot going on. We get to celebrate the 46th President of the United States of America. Yeah. We have Veterans Week coming up, the Marine Corps birthday on Tuesday, Veterans Day on Wednesday. A lot of things to be excited for in our country, and we're getting it's kind of cool. We got rid of the virus, and now we can go worry about COVID-19. So I'm excited about that. And we can get our country back to normal. It needs back to normal. 74 million of us said that, and then the electoral votes did that too. So, man, enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Take care.
Thanks, bud. Be good. Enjoy your weekend, bud.
You too.
Thanks so much.
All right.
So that is what we have here for you on this Friday with my good bud, Richard Herman, joining us. It's always great to have Richard here on the show, doing what we do, talking about what we talk about, and we don't sugarcoat it. And I just want to discuss one thing, because I get asked this. My life's probably been threatened about 26 times on Twitter today. I know I throw people for a loop. I served my country as a United States Marine. I am a Caucasian male. I have daughters. I have a son. I love my country. I don't think I have to be Republican to be me. I'm going to speak out against the president, and there's nothing that says I have to. I have a DD-214 in my hip pocket, and that says I can say what I want because I'm an American, and I'm going to. If you don't agree with what I'm saying or my guest saying, you don't have to watch our show. But those of you who tune in and day out and support us on YouTube and here on Facebook, and of course follow me on Twitter, like what we post, we appreciate you. And I want to thank you guys for coming through this week. It's been a lot. Coming on and doing these shows is hectic. The staff is running around doing everything we can to get you guys the best guests, and we'll continue doing that. I've got people on standby right now. If something were to take a weird turn, we would be putting them on for you. But we're gonna wait. We're gonna take a pause. Unless something breaks soon, we're going to take a pause. We're going to enjoy our weekend, and we're going to come back Monday. We have an episode ready to share with you, but I'll be first. And that's what we're going to do. I'm always going to break the news for you guys, so I appreciate those of you who tune in and consider me your news source. It means a lot. It means a lot for our guests that we have on. So I know we post thank yous all the time, but I wanted to, as host of this show, say thank you on behalf of myself and Jordan Gelber, the amazing executive producer, our social media team that does so much, the folks who comment while we're on air to you guys and like and make sure that you guys have everything. It means a lot to us. Your support means a lot to us. Everybody who's been part of this team, besides myself, we've had Butch Seltzer who's helped us on the show. Butch is an amazing, amazing Democrat from he just is so supportive of the military. He's the guy who runs Laughter Saves Lives. To Chris in Arizona, who was one of our first ever producers who helped me live in studio. We have an amazing team and amazing people who have helped us out. And I think it's important that we acknowledge all of them and the hard work that they do. So on behalf of everybody who joined us this week as guests, I want to send a shout out to Jesse and Linda. Both of you, I can't thank you guys enough for your support on the show. You have no idea, just your simple messages every day. They mean a lot to our show. They mean a lot to our staff. It means we know that we can count on you guys to show up, and we're like, did anybody watch? At least you guys did. Did anybody go to YouTube and leave a comment? We appreciate you guys. So on behalf of our entire team here, anybody who's ever been part of this team, everybody's part of this. Like I said, go check those folks out. Each one of them has a key part in our existence and how we've done it. Of course, I give a shout out to my family who lets me do this every day. They're crazy. They just say, hey, go, what are you going to talk about? So my wife, Lucy, my daughter, Madison, my son, Logan, and my two kids who don't live in my house, and they don't even think they watch the show, but we'll give them love, both Alex and Annabelle. Mad love to all those folks who support us, my moms who you guys see on here. Just a big shout out to all of you. Thanks for tuning in and supporting us this week. Shout out to all of our guests, Richard Bernstein, Kevin Schumacher, Brittany Kaiser, Richard Herman, Richard Bernstein, and Mo Vila, baby. We're all here. We have more for you next week as this legal battle will turn into, we will have celebrated a new president. So my hat off to you guys today as we will ring in our first female vice president ever. It's an amazing thing, just amazing. From the mean streets of Oakland, Kamala Harris will become our vice president of the United States of America. It's something that you read about in school books, and now you're seeing it in real life. As a father of two beautiful daughters, it means so much to me. Joe Biden already did an amazing job as our vice president. Now will be our president to take us and fix us from what we're dealing with. And to the rest of you, everybody who voted and did their job, thank you guys. I love my country. I love my Marine Corps. Love my vets. and love all of you. You guys mean the world to me. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today and watching these 2 shows. We got no more. I promise I'm quiet for the rest of the day. If you guys need us, send a message. On behalf of the entire team here at To The Point, we want to make sure you guys have a great weekend. Thank a veteran when you see one. Take a second, pause for our friends, give a pause for the cause to those who are currently protecting our freedom out there, and give an extra second for those who have fallen on the battlefield for our freedom. As always, I'm Eric Mitchell. Be safe, be strong, be smart. Go Joe Biden, and God bless the United States of America.